The definition of a paragon is a person or thing regarded as a perfect example of a particular quality. With that in mind, I want to tell you of a story and see what it evokes in your minds. So if I told you that there was a story of a baby being sent away from desperate parents, landing on what's basically a different planet with a completely different culture, only to be taken in and raised by other parents, realize he's different, and use his abilities to help humanity. Oh, and also he can shoot light from his eyes and break boulders with his strength. Who do you think I'd be talking about? That's right, Superman. Moshe Rabbeinu also, but mostly Superman. Now I know this sounds disrespectful, and it is, but I do think there is a reason that these two figures, two icons, if I can even compare them that way, are so kind of inseparable in a way. And not just because Superman is really just based on Moshe, but that's a separate conversation. When Moshe first meets Hashem, he goes out of his way to say over and over again that he isn't the man for the job, which, I mean, I don't know how many times, I don't know if anyone's ever actually gotten to the end of Chumash. Spoiler alert, he was. But, you know, you get to see Moshe throughout the entire story of basically the entire Chumash, from Shmos until his death in Devarim, that he goes out of his way to advocate for the Jewish people multiple times, is able to contend with angels, according to some, I think it's a Gemara or a Medrash, I don't remember off the top of my head, and win, and was able to bring the Torah down to us, and become a respected general amongst other nations, having won countless battles against them. And the Torah even concludes that there isn't another prophet like Moshe Rabbeinu. Similarly, Superman seems to be the ideal of what a person can be. Right? He's super strong, super fast, but beyond that, what I think has kind of had the staying power over everything else was the moral backbone of all of the stories. He always goes out of his way to help someone, even if it meant being late for, I don't know, a date with Lois Lane or an important deadline at the Daily Planet. Right? And it even goes so far in some comics as to say that he is such an ideal that he's even pulled out of retirement to defend it against these more cynical definitions of what it means to be a superhero. Both Moshe and Superman represent this just incredibly high bar of what we're expected to be as both Jews and people. And it almost always seems like, no matter how you compare yourself to them, that you're always going to fall short. So what is the point of having these examples that are just almost excessively high bars to cross? The Kutzker perspective on what it means to connect to Gedolim and Tzaddikim, I think, answers this fairly well. What they thought when you look at a tzaddik, right? Look, when the Kutzker Rebbe and Rav Simcha ben Pachizka, who was his Rebbe, when they said over to connect yourself to a tzaddik, what they meant was by looking at them and seeing where you're falling short, right? Seeing how high they are isn't meant as a point to be miyash, to despair that you're not there yet. It's at a point to chase. It's a point to make you look inside and want more. The point of a paragon isn't to look at yourself as something tiny. It's to realize just how great you can be.
We really hope that you're able to grow and enjoy with this amazing content that we just put together. Do us a favor. Don't just make it about you and me. Share this with the world. Get that Torah out there for everyone to see. Additionally, if you want to hear more, which we hope you do, you can subscribe to our content so that you can be up to date with all of the new amazing Torah that we have here in the yeshiva, pumping it out to you as the Klal.